Hey guys, welcome.
Bonjour à tous. Welcome.
Thank you guys for being so patient while our technical team took care of everything. I'm really, really thrilled to have you guys all here. With Munya, we started Girls in Tech in France, what is it now, 4 years ago?
2010.
And we were like, I think like 20 people will come to our event. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
That was insane. That was so long ago. Anyway, we have a terrific program for you guys tonight. We have some incredible people that are in the room. I'm wondering who's here from another country that's not France? Put them up, put them up. Let's see it.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming out. And we have a super moderator who's going to just run the whole night for you guys. Can you guys please give a very warm welcome to Marion Moreau?
Thank you. Thank you, Roxanne and Munya. Thank you for inviting me tonight. I hope my English will be well tonight. Very pleased to be part of this fourth Ladies Pitch Tonight edition with many startups from many, many countries. Just a word before beginning. Personally wonder if there is, an innovation women-made, if you understand. I wonder if there is, a specific taste of women innovation, specific color. So I guess I'll have a piece of answer tonight with many finalists and people here. So we have many, many surprises tonight. You will see. And this fourth edition, just in a word, of Ladies Pitch Night, the biggest competition in Europe for female-founded startups. Have applied 178 startups, so there are many, many applies from 22 different countries. And tonight, a jury that I will present later will choose 5 finalists, the 5 best ones, I guess. So this country, I don't know the countries, but we're going to say it later, okay? Okay, so you see it. Right. So please, first welcome, just to beginning, Adriana Gascoigne, which is the CEO and founder of Girls in Tech. She will present the great story of Girls in Tech. So welcome, Adriana, on stage. Where are you? Yeah. Right, nice to meet you. I will give you the microphone.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everybody. How are you? I'm a little jet lagged, so sorry about that in advance. But so happy to see this room full of just awesomeness and so many people. And I think we can start the slides, if you don't mind. So I wanted to start by saying thank you and welcome. Roxanne and I were introduced by mutual friends in the tech industry way back in the day. I think it was 5 years ago. I started the organization in San Francisco, California in 2007, and someone said, you really have to meet this amazing, amazing woman in technology. She is an executor, she gets things done, but most importantly, she has a vision to change the world and how women are seen in the world of technology. And she was right. So I'm I'm getting goosebumps, very happy that Roxanne is part of the organization along with Munya and the rest of the awesome team. Okay, Girls in Tech Paris, stand up. No, I want you to stand up. Stand up and be known. Woohoo! Woo! And over here, and Nico. Woo! All of their hard work and effort has made Paris the largest chapter, a Girls in Tech chapter in Europe. And Roxanne also helped launch the UK chapter, so really excited to have all the activity there. I also wanted to thank Orange, who's been a great supporter of ours here in Paris and has supported the Lady Pitch Night 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. So thank you, Orange, for believing in our mission and for supporting female entrepreneurship. So I wanted to start off by asking a few questions. So how many founders do we have in the room? That is awesome. Woo! Give it up. Give it up for founders. How many aspiring founders do we have? Awesome, awesome. And startup employees? Okay, okay. And who in the audience, this is their very, very first Girls in Tech event? Wow, that's amazing. Hopefully you'll come to a lot more. Thank you so much for joining us today. So let me just start off by telling you a little bit about the organization and how it started. This is just our sort of PR blurb, so I won't go into detail there, but I have a very personal story to share. I was working at a startup and moved from Los Angeles to San Francisco and jumped headfirst into the tech space. And I was working for a company called Gooba, which is much like YouTube, 6 years before YouTube launched. And I was the only female out of 35 employees. And I thought there was something really weird and strange about that. I'd go to work every day, and I'd be just wanting to see my female counterparts, wanting to have more diversity in the workforce, and really tried to recruit more women, but women were just not exposed to the company or the jobs, or just not interested. So after 4 months working at that startup and growing to 50 people and still no female employees after me, I said I had to start Girls in Tech, an organization that believes in the empowerment, education, and engagement of women in the technology industry, all collaborating, not competing with one another, but collaborating, and more importantly, making friends and having fun. So cut to 7.5 years later, we're now 42 chapters globally and in 6 continents. And we have over 20,000 members around the world, and growing rapidly in Europe and in the Middle East, where it's very much needed, Latin America, and in Africa. So very, very exciting stuff. So now I'm going to show you some of the faces of Girls in Tech, which is extremely exciting. We didn't get all 42 chapters. I think we'd be here all day. But we do have a few of the folks that we have from around the world, managing directors, that I want to share with you.
Hi, I'm Shema Ghafour, the Managing Director of the Dubai chapter and the Regional Director of the Middle East. I truly believe that the Girls in Tech vision is something that can help women reach their dreams and their aspirations, and this is something that is very needed in the Middle East.
I'm Catalina Rusu, Managing Director of Girls in Tech Romania. We see more women attending industry events and actually becoming part of a startup founding team. I'm wearing a Romanian traditional costume, the inspiration for Henri Matisse's painting La Buse Romaine.
Hi, I'm Tosin Oguntoyi, Managing Director of Girls in Tech Nigeria. Girls in Tech has empowered women all over the world, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Nigeria is a country of happy people, beautiful culture, and great food. Thank you.
This is Rania Roshi Al Jaber. I'm the Managing Director for Girls in Tech in Jordan and Palestine. Quite a difficult region with wars and political unrest. But I'm sure with Girls in Tech, we have a lot of exciting things to do, and girls will rise and shine. Amusez-vous bien à Paris.
Hi, I'm Laura Schellenberg, Co-Managing Director for Girls in Tech London. Being part of this chapter and influencing other women in the fast-growing London tech scene has been an amazing opportunity. We reach women mainly through our monthly events on various topics, like fundraising and confidence building. London is unique because it is truly an international place, but the benefit is having English as the primary language spoken.
Hi everybody, this is Christina Aldon with Girls in Tech Las Vegas. I'm co-managing director with Amber Bradley, where we put on different programs to get women and girls excited about technology.
Hi everybody, this is Mingyong Kim, Managing Director of South Korea chapter. Korea is one of the fast-growing startup industries in the world, and we're very excited to boost this startup community in Korea. I wish I'll be there with you for the Lady Peach night. Have a wonderful night there. Bye!
I'm Sofia Contreras. I'm the MD Manager of Girls in Tech Argentina. Girls in Tech is creating the spaces and communities for women all around the world to get inspired, connected, and recognized in STEM fields. In Argentina, we're known for being really hard-skinned entrepreneurs, and we also love drinking mate.
There's a couple other videos because of the format, so bear with us. I want to showcase these because there are European managing directors. So we have a couple more. Thanks, Nico.
Hello, we are Girls in Tech Luxembourg. I'm Maria-Adelaide Gervis.
I'm Marina. We're here to give more opportunities to women in the digital economy.
Luxembourg might be a small country, but it's very international, and there are a lot of opportunities in ICT.
And there's a couple more.
Hi, my name is Solène Souquet. I'm the co-managing director of Girls in Tech Netherlands. We are very happy to count so many female entrepreneurs and coders here in Amsterdam and in Eindhoven. If you stop by Amsterdam, please try Stroop waffles, but be careful, it's highly addictive.
Woohoo! Solène is also here, so please meet her and say hello.
Hey, my name is Deborah Alvarez-Neff, and I'm the Managing Director for Girls in Tech here in sunny Tampa, Florida. The impact of Girls in Tech has been immeasurable in this area, providing a forum for women to gather across all of the tech community has been an absolute blessing, and it's a community that I am grateful to be of service to.
Bonjour, hi, my name is Satena Ramirez and I'm the Managing Director of Girls in Tech, Colombia.
Hello, my name is Maria del Mar Yunis and I'm the Young Girls Leader.
Hi, my name is Carolina Pereira and I am in charge of speaking opportunities.
Girls in Tech Colombia is an association which encourages girls all around the country to become science and technology leaders just like us.
A fun thing about Colombia is that here we also love hot chocolate, but with a twist. We add cheese to it so that it melts. When people come and visit us, they think it's very strange, but once they try it, they love it, just like Colombians.
And my characteristic about Colombia is the diversity. We do have diversity in terms of culture, diversity in terms of ethnicity, diversity in terms of climate. In fact, we do have from permanent snow to deserts. And in terms of the ecosystem, we do have a lot of animals. And if you have heard about the olinguito is Colombian. Bye!
Thanks. So these are some of the programs that we have at Girls in Tech globally, and we've trademarked this curriculum and programming to expand it on a global scale. We have hackathons, different conferences, workshops, mentorship programs for kids K through 12. We have our Girls in Tech 360, which is our Entrepreneur Labs program, helping women become more well-rounded entrepreneurs. We have an internship program that we're launching in London to get more women to Silicon Valley to to join tech startups or start their own companies. So if you're interested in learning more about this, you can check it out on our website. So why is Girls in Tech important? So these statistics are from a Harvard Business Review article that I read recently, and I was pretty amazed by these numbers. So the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor found 126 women starting and running their own businesses, and another 98 million on top of that actually operating their own businesses. That's 224 million women impacting the global economy, and this survey only counts for 67 of the 188 countries. So I think this is a very, very powerful statistic that continues to grow. And as seen in this slide, you can see from 2009 to 2012, the jump of women-related articles or articles relating to female entrepreneurs has increased significantly. So people are talking more about it, supporting more women, they're investing more female-run companies. So this is very, very exciting. And apparently, this is a statistic that surprised me a little bit, but it's great to see this. When defining innovation as offering products that are new to some or all customers, women actually come on top for developed regions, the United States, and actually developed Europe. So innovation is actually pretty strong when it comes to female gender, which is great news. Three main areas of of reasons why women are critical to the growth and global expansion and provide economic contributions and sustainable progress are reinvestment, job creation, and innovation. And essentially, women tend to reinvest back into their families, back into their communities, back into education when they start companies. And this is compared to 30 to 40% of their male counterparts. So Kiva is a good example of this. Women pay back 98.9% of their loans. Job creation, women, beyond their own incomes, 112 million of the entrepreneurs employ one or more people, and 12 million expect to employ up to 6 people. So it's really exciting statistics on being able to bring more jobs, and 72 million jobs. And also innovation. US and developed Europe, women, like I said before, women entrepreneurs have higher levels of innovation and than their male counterparts. And Dow Jones research also noted that venture-backed companies in the US found that those that were the most successful, 2 times more successful, actually had women on their founding teams or women as an actual board member on their staff. And similarly with the microfinance companies, as I mentioned, 70 countries that did this research report said that there were lower write-offs and lower risks to having women-run businesses. So I think it's across the board from emerging markets to more advanced markets. But we still have plenty of work to do, hence organizations like Girls in Tech. And this you can see in the US and developed Europe, women are still 18% less likely to perceive that they have the capability to start a business, while the difference is actually pretty small or smaller in developing countries, emerging markets. And what can you do today? And sorry, I'm going a little fast on these slides because we have a tight schedule. You can pay it forward and get involved, and that's the most important thing you can do. Mentor a young girl interested in entering into the STEM fields, support her, give her advice. Join and support and be actively involved in an organization like Girls in Tech. Come to these events, support female entrepreneurship, have a voice and tell your story. I think women tend to not tell their story, and it doesn't have to be live at an event. It can be in a blog entry, or it can be in an article, but have a voice, share your story, and join Girls in Tech on Twitter to get our updates globally. We'd love for you to be a part of the community. So this is the last slide, promise. And I love Tina Fey. She is an idol of mine, and I think what she says, entrepreneurial activity creates growth and prosperity, and that in turn brings solutions for social change and being able to solve different social problems and innovate around that. And then today's trend definitely does show that women will be the driving force behind this innovation. One quote that I always love to reiterate is, be the change that you want to see, make a difference in your environment, and take action. And that's it. So that's my email, so if you want to contact me, get to know more about Girls in Tech on a global scale, please feel free to email me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Adriana. So just before the first surprise, I promised, please welcome very gratefully Joanna Shields, which is, as you know, the former CEO of Tech City, and she is the digital advisor for the Prime Minister in the United Kingdom. Please, Joanna, turn on stage. You're here. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's great to have Joanna in France.
Great to be here. Thanks.
Yeah, great. So, Joanna, tell us more about your career. How did you start exactly? Could you just tell us the story?
Well, I mean, to start out, I have to say it's incredible to see all these women here and to learn more about Girls in Tech. Yeah, absolutely. I started in tech I had my first job in tech in 1984, so I'm a little bit older than most of the girls here. How many were born after 1984? Quite a few, yeah, I thought so. It's fairly typical in my world. But I had my first job in digital technology, believe it or not, designing ASICs and chipsets in 1984. And technology has always been part of my life. And I have to say that to see all the women in this room tonight and it warms my heart because I was always the only woman in the room. So many times, we were in design teams building products, launching products, running manufacturing organizations. There were no women to be found. And I think what's most encouraging about technology today is how empowering it is and the fact that you can, dip in and out based on your lifestyle and your family commitments and what's important to you. And, you can start a business from your home and launch it globally overnight and really become a global success story. And that's really what the digital economy is enabled. And if you look at the recession over the last couple of years, what's really pulled Europe out of the recession have been digital businesses like the ones that you guys are building. So really pat yourselves on the back, and you're a critical part of our future and our economy, and it's just fantastic to be here.
Tell us more about your new responsibilities, because as I said, you are a digital advisor for the Prime Minister. What is exactly?
Well, before this, I worked in many of the large technology companies, Google, Facebook. I was CEO of Bebo, but many of the companies. And after 27 years, I really felt like there was an opportunity to give back. And so I was asked by the Prime Minister to run something called Tech City, which is the brand, I guess, if you will, that sort of puts its arms around technology in London, but also around a broader movement in the UK. And I couldn't turn that down. So for the past 2 years, I've been working on building Tech City, and I stay on as chairman, but I was also asked to come into government as a digital advisor to advise on the digital economy, because I think what this government in the UK has done is listen to entrepreneurs and really build programs to support them and ensure that they have the chance for success. Everything from entrepreneur visas and, exceptional talent visas to, helping them scale their businesses. We changed the rules on the London Stock Exchange. And, basically we have our ear on the ground, and we're listening to entrepreneurs, and we're building policy to support them to ensure success.
Very personally, what is the most important advice you want to provide to the Prime Minister, for instance, or in the House of Lords, because you work for?
Yes, let's see. What's the most important advice to provide? Well, I'm really fortunate to work for a Prime Minister that recognizes the importance of the digital economy and really, as I said, has his ear to the ground and wants to hear from entrepreneurs. And I think he's really taken all the advice that he hears from people like you and really built the best, I think, environment in Europe to imagine, start, and grow a business.
Many people think that we need more women into investment funds, for instance. Do you agree? I guess yes, but
I think we need more women across the board. I think having women in investment funds or running startup, seed camp, Reshma's here, I have to call her out. Having women who understand, who are entrepreneurs themselves and understand how to build businesses and evaluate opportunities, I think is critical. I think looking at my career, the most successful teams in engineering and computer science and building products have always been with women on board. So women add a dimension or a different type of thinking that's absolutely critical to make successful teams happen.
Don't you think this is a question of education? Maybe we need more women that fear, to enter schools, tech schools, for instance.
Yeah, I think there's a big push all around the world to encourage women to study STEM subjects. I think fortunately, like when I walked into my first computer science class, it was a big lecture hall, bigger than this, and there were literally 3 women in the room, and it was really intimidating, and I almost quit because I didn't want to be the only woman in the room, and it was really intimidating. But now, I think, with the way coding has evolved, the focus now is much more on creativity because, you you can take off-the-shelf sort of lines of code from jQuery or whatever. You can build applications and things, and what's the premium or the real value is the creativity. So I think more and more girls are becoming interested in coding because it's a lot more fun than it used to be. And it's a lot more like suited to creative skills and talents, which I think is making it more attractive.
I know how you have to go, and it is very quick.
That's all right.
But it's a pleasure to talk with you. What are your main tips to the finalists that listen to you tonight?
Well, I think my tips to the finalists is obviously never give up. Look to your left and to your right, and find your source of support. I think there's nothing more important. I always say to women, never miss an opportunity to support one another. Never miss an opportunity to link arms, pull someone aside, give them that little word of encouragement or advice, because we really need it. And I think my advice to all of them is to, build, look to your support network, build yourself up, and really believe that you can do absolutely anything, because it's true. I mean, in 2014, it's absolutely true.
Thank you so much, Joanna.
My
Thank
pleasure.
You.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Do you know who's she? Yes, I guess. Yes. It's Axel Lemaire, our new minister or secretary of economy minister. She could not be with us tonight, so let's do a challenge. And maybe this is a Roxanne's idea, I know. We could all tweet to Axel Lemaire and send her many, many tweets to be with her. No? Yes? So come on, let's tweet Axel Lemaire and say Girls in Tech are with you. We miss you tonight at Kit Paris, LPN 14, okay? So everyone is invited to tweet. Okay, so Axel, see you later. We're now pleased to welcome Nathalie Boulanger from Orange. She has a few words for us. Very welcome on stage.
Hi everyone, I'm very happy to be here with you today and very proud that Orange is the global partner of this great event. Now it's been the 4 years we have been the partner of this event. So I am Nathalie Boulanger, in charge of Orange startup ecosystem to boost open innovation within Orange Group. So we launched several initiatives to help a startup scale up. The first one, we launched a corporate fund, Orange Publicis Venture, managed by Aris. That's a 300 million euros fund, because startup needs money, of course, but they need a little more customers also. And that's why we launched 18 months ago our international network of International Acceleration Program Network. First in San Francisco, we did quite well, so we deployed it internationally in Europe, France, Poland, Israel, and also in Asia, Japan, Korea, Taiwan, and recently, 1 week ago in Abidjan, so in Africa. So we are now present in 4 continents. So the idea is to accelerate innovation for our customers and to accelerate the growth of the startups, helping them to reach their markets. And to be even more attractive, we set up a partnership with Deutsche Telekom. Deutsche Telekom has also an acceleration program named Hubrom, and our footprint are very complementary. So bringing our footprint together, startups can reach the entire Europe except Italy and Middle East and Africa. And so I think that's quite an interesting promise we can do to startups. And so really what we want to do together is both accelerate innovation through this program, accelerate innovation for our customers, and accelerate the go-to-market of the different startups. and help them scale up and encourage the emergence of the future talents, male talents. I think we want to accelerate more and more female talents. We have within our FABs 20% of startups funded by women, but we would like to have more and more startups funded by women within our program, and that's why we are so proud also to be a partner of this event to build together the world of tomorrow. And so I'm really very eager now to listen to the different pitches, because the previous years we had really impressive women that pitches who have pitches, and we achieved great startups, and so the floor is yours. We are just in front of me, and please go on.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Roxanne, you want to say a few words for other partners?
Yes, actually, Nico, will you go back? Because people think I'm crazy for that Axel Lemaire thing, and I want to explain it to you guys. So, Axel actually really wanted to be here. She confirmed this event ages ago, and she answered to our tweets. Awesome. I was going to tell you guys I'll tweet now. It's not worth it, so thanks. No, I was going to say she actually really wanted to be here tonight. She had to make a trip, so she couldn't be here with us. So I wanted us all to take a minute, all of us together, and tweet her together so she would just hear us and know we were thinking of her. But she knows, so it's cool. So thanks. So now we'll go on to thank our partners. I don't know if you guys know, like a few years ago when we were first starting out with this little event, it was actually France only. We went to Orange and we were like, we have this crazy idea for an event, and Orange was like, yes, we definitely want to do it with you guys. And I have to say, it's been an incredible journey watching this little event grow. I think, who was at the first one that was at La Cantine in their old spot? Girls in Tech, I hope you guys were there, come on. No, but actually, like, just watching the size, I mean, we couldn't even have dreamed about bringing 178 different applications in from 22 countries. We couldn't dreamed of having these people as our partners. So can I have a huge round of applause for our partners, please? So just to follow up on exactly what our partners are doing, Orange obviously is a huge startup partner in the ecosystem, not just with Girls in Tech. Obviously, you've heard everything that Teddy has just said about what they're doing with Orange Fab in multiple countries around the world. It's incredible. We also have a number of event partners, so I think this is really, really amazing. We have a whole bunch of events that have essentially stepped up and said, yes, we want to see more women at conferences. We're not seeing enough women. So all of these events that you see up before me are offering prizes tonight for our finalists and our winner, and I will go into that in detail in a minute. And we have a whole bunch of these other amazing partners. Some of them are press. We have The Next Women, which is a publication supporting female entrepreneurs, not just in the tech space. Is Antoinette in the room? She's back there. She's launching The Next Women in France. Can we have a round of applause for her? Obviously, French Web, you all know. And the family who is giving us this incredible space. I actually had never been here before today, so it's just awesome, and I'm gonna sleep here tonight. So thank you guys. Could we have a round of applause for the family who has been a terrific host? Okay, so now I'm gonna just go into the rules of the game. Essentially what we're batting for tonight. We're going for conference tickets, booth space, and to become a semi-finalist in Europe's essentially top conferences. So in case you guys don't know these conferences, let me just break it down for you. Most of these are essentially not just Europe's, but essentially the world's best entrepreneurs, investors, people in technology. We have, Mike is here. Mike is here representing two of these conferences up here, Europa's and TechCrunch Disrupt. Do we have Le Web team in the room by chance? Le Web guys are in the back. Le Web is an incredible partner. They are offering some really great stuff that I will get into in a moment. And I'm assuming we don't have Dublin Web Summit people in the room, or Web Summit, or Dublin Web Summit. They changed their name a lot. And we have DLD, who she was going to be here. She's sick today, but do we have anyone from DLD team that came from? Yeah, we do. Super. Thank you. From Germany. So every finalist that goes up here tonight gets free tickets to all of these. So that is incredible. I don't know what that dollar amount is in tickets, but it's huge. We also have, for the winner tonight, we have booth space at all of these events. So that's also huge. That's, if you sell that, you shouldn't, but it's worth a lot. And then our winner also will automatically qualify to be a LeWeb semifinalist this year. Do you guys have any idea what that means? I'm so excited about that. Can I get a round of applause for that one? That's a lot of pressure on the judges because you have to pick an awesome team tonight to go pitch at LeWeb. And you guys will actually all get a chance to pitch on the startup stage at LeWeb as well, no matter what. And I think that is it for now. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it back to Marion to present our esteemed judges. Thank you.
Thank you. So the jury of this fourth competition of pitch startup is Mike Butcher from TechCrunch, of course. Mike, where are you? Yes, you're here. Yes, come on, you're on stage. Welcome. From TechCrunch, based in London, of course. Next in the jury, we have Brenda O'Connell from Twitter. Brenda, where are you? Yeah, come on, welcome on stage. And founder of Dojo Paris. Pascal Latouche from Orange. Pascal, where are you? Pascal. Welcome on stage. Bienvenue, Pascal. On peut parler français? Eliane Fiolet from Uber Gizmo, based in San Francisco. Eliane, welcome. Welcome on stage for the jury competition. And Reshma Sohoni from Seedcamp. Hello. Very pleased to meet you, Mr. and Mrs. Just one word for each one because we have time. Mike, welcome. Do you feel happy?
I feel so happy. What's that song? Yes, I'm fantastic. How are you, everyone? It's great to be here. It's exciting. You know, I haven't really done this kind of thing before, so I'm really looking forward to it. You know, just think of me as the evil one on the platform here. And if you've ever seen, you know, X Factor or something, I'm the one who is horrible to everyone. So I apologize in advance. Okay.
So maybe we can turn. I wouldn't listen to a word Mike says. He's a total pussycat. I'm delighted to be here. Great to be back in Paris. I was living here for quite some time and I've left, so it's a great opportunity to be here and to meet all these startups and to see all these great women doing these fantastic projects. So looking forward to see what we've got ahead of us.
Hello, I'm Pascal Latouche. I am in charge of Orange Lab France, the accelerator of Orange in France. I hope that you are ready for a special night.
Hello, I'm very happy to be here back in Paris because I live in San Francisco and this is my hometown. And I'm very, very happy to see so many women in a tech conference because I've covered hundreds of them and usually it's not the case.
Hi, I'm Reshma Sohoni. I'm coming in from London. Sorry, I'm a little sick. My baby's sick. So as a mom, it definitely takes a lot of sacrifices, but I definitely wanted to come out and show that working moms of young babies, you know, can try to do it all. And luckily I have an amazing husband who's taking care of our very sick baby. So here's to all the men out there. And the point you made about venture capitalists and women, again, I think in Europe there's not enough. So we raised about a $30 million fund recently, writing checks from 0 to 250K. And one of the first people to say congratulations was Sonali from Excel. And I just think that's awesome. And you know, I think we need she and I are kind of one of the few women that have raised, she's done a lot bigger funds, but we definitely need more women investing money, making decisions, because otherwise we're not going to get enough women funded, is my view.
Thank you so much. So, what are the rules exactly? The rules are it's a pitch of 5 minutes each once, and 1 or 2 questions per person of the jury. Okay, you can ask a Q&A of the question to the startups. The first one would be, I'll take my paper because I don't remember the first one, which is Easy Size. Easy Size, come on.
Hi everyone, my name is Gulnaz and I'm the CEO and founder of Easy Size. I'm really, really happy to be here today, and I'm going to use this chance to tell you about my passion. I am a big fan of online shopping, and especially I like buying clothes online. But it's such a hassle to choose the correct clothes size. It's a frustrating and annoying problem every online shopper familiar with. Usually because brand sizes differ dramatically and just do not match each other. But this problem affects not only online shoppers, but online shops as well. They face 80 to 90% of all returns due to the wrong size, and just enormous cost. 8.4 billion euros in Europe alone per year. According to the CEO of ASOS.com, a just 1% fall in returns would immediately add 12 million euros to the company's bottom line. It's a pain in the ass for online retailers. And there are companies who are trying to solve it. They ask you 5 to 7 questions about your body shape, ask you to measure yourself, clothes you have, make photos, or even to share your body parameters in a social media platform. We do not rely or maintain on customers' interactions, what they measure or what they say. We prefer a hard data. We analyze online shops' orders records, not what customers think they look like or prefer to think they look like, but what they buy, what they return, and what they do not return. It's all done with an algorithm created by our team. It applies various factors: clothes cut, fabric, manufacturing country, brands, sub-brands, collections, and many others. But what is really important, this algorithm has a proven accuracy. It correctly predicts the size in 79.45%. And every time when an order is placed or clothes are returned, the algorithm is updating and becoming better and more accurate. That sounds pretty complicated, right? Big data, the algorithm. But we've created Easy Size to be extremely simple for customers to use. The only thing we ask is something that everyone knows or can easily check: a size of any piece of clothing they own. Let me show you how it works. Let's say I want to buy this Sarah dress. I click to What's My Size button, and in a light box, add that I have a casual dress at Topshop in a size 8. Click Convert, order, we can instantly buy it, and online shop is already shipping it to us. But Easy Size can do something more, something that none of our competitors does. If you already bought something in an online shop before, as soon as you are logged in, it automatically analyzes your previous orders and predefines the size for every open page. So you literally shouldn't do anything at all. Shopping has never been easier. And it's also easy for online shops to integrate it. They can instantly do it with our API in less than an hour, using literally by copy-pasting a snippet of code. And if they use one of these popular e-commerce platforms, start with Easy Size will be just like that. Install the app, and that's it. We are now integrating Easy Size with few shops, including one of the biggest shops in UK, Farfetch, going live next year, and Dafiti, market leader in Latin America. And already today, Easy Size is estimated to decrease returns by 35 to 40% and save 5 to 7% of online shops' revenue. All in all, for a monthly subscription based on orders volume made by Easy Size. We are aiming to close a VC round next year, but now only for 1 month we open a special angel round to get 100k euros in convertible equity from angels with experience in e-commerce, fashion, and technology. We have our first angels in Nordics, and looking forward for more to join our great team. Myself, with 7 years experience in e-commerce, startups, and IT, I founded 3 startups before, and I worked with the big data in one of the largest banks in Moscow. My development team with great skills in database management and APIs, and my marketing team creating a communication and sales strategy. Altogether, we work to change e-commerce and offer a better shopping experience to everyone. Easy, accurate, and really smooth. My name is Gulnaz. I'm from Easy Size. Thank you.
Thank you.
You talked about the data that you need in the first place to run your algorithm. How do you get access to that data?
We basically access data from online shops.
So you need their permission?
Yeah, as soon as we are integrated, we have an access. But we don't require any personal, any payment information, detailed product information. So what we have is something that they already have.
So right now you can only get it from Farfetch, because I didn't see ASOS, for example, on there. So that means right now you can't get ASOS's data.
Now we don't have them, yeah, but when we work with an online shop, it's more than enough to have their data, at least historical data.
So you have one partner. So can you tell us how many partners you will have, like, in the next 3 months?
Now we have the shops I showed there. It's like 6 shops we are going to integrate till the end of this year or beginning of the next year. And we'll have our first paying customer this year. To the end of the next year, we are aiming to have 80 online shops integrated with Easy Size all across Europe, in Asia Pacific, and Latin America.
And so what is the subscription fee? Is it variable? So you said it's based on orders?
Yeah, so it's a fixed price, but depending on how many orders made with Easy Size in an online shop. It's free for small shops, and after it's 99 euros, 400, 900, and individual price for large shops.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Is that a month? Yes, it's a month.
I just want to ask you a question about the algo. How are you evolving it, and what process are you using to evolve it? Is it mostly automated, or will there be the possibility, let's say for example I buy something based on your recommendation, the size is wrong, I can go back and put in the information, how much of it is crowdsourced versus automated?
Yeah, of course. We basically try to make your personal prediction. So we track what you do with our predicted size, do you return it or not, and after we update it. Because of course we cannot always track the specific reasons for returns. So if something is returned, we say, okay, something was wrong. We didn't predict it. Yeah.
And you know I've returned it how?
Because we see their returns in an online shop. So if you legally, officially returned it to an online shop, we will see that.
Okay, and all these online shops, they all have open APIs that let you see what's going on?
We have an API, so the orders records we are accessing is basically client ID and the status of the order and the close name, yeah.
Hi, a really good pitch, by the way. That was very, really clear.
Oh,
fantastic.
thank you.
Yeah. It's completely useless for me. I only ever wear one size, medium. That's it. But I'm sure it's incredibly useful for your market. So the question I've got though is, you're going to have to do a lot of cold calling. How are you going to scale it up? You have to call a lot of people and say, can you integrate our platform into your? Do you have to, or can I go to your site and go, I want to integrate this into my shop? Bang! It's a drop-down menu. Off we go.
Yeah, exactly. So now we have we have integration with 4 e-commerce platforms. So if you use one of them, you basically can integrate it, and that's it. You even don't need anything from our side. So now we are testing one of these e-commerce platforms, and from winter we'll start scaling it.
Cool. Have you got funding at all, or what's going on with that?
We didn't get any funding. We weren't. I've been bootstrapping so far, but we had 15k euros from an acceleration program, Startup Bootcamp. We finished it last year, and now we opened this special bridge round from Angels.
Cool. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Easy Size from Denmark.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
So
we welcome the second one, which is Cocoa Farm from Bulgaria. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Magdalena, CEO of Cocoa Farm. I was raised on a farm myself, and I know the problems of this sector by first-hand experience. That's why I decided to start Cocoa Farm, the company to make farming run better. Behind, you see pictures from the facility of one of our customers, the egg production farm called Eggs and Birds. Do you know that farming, the primary sector of the economy that provides us with our food and nutrition, is currently run on paper and Excel, with all the errors, typos, inefficiencies? It's a mess. In contrast, the guys selling to us Red Bull, Coke, junk food, apparel, have all the software tools to push yet more unnecessary stuff to us. Yeah, I'm actively working with sales managers of these egg production farms. And I can tell you that these sales managers are losing more than half of their working time gathering bits and pieces of data, doing ad hoc calculations. They are literally fighting to get the customer order through, despite the lack of business management software. Once a sales manager did a typo that resulted in a loss for €300. A typo, small typo. She has also shared with me that because she does not have accurate data of the available egg quantities for sale, she overpromises eggs to customers, and they pay compensatory payments. Again, a loss. This problem is common for about 400 mid and large-sized egg production farms in Bulgaria, our first test market, and more than 100,000 across the entire European Union. Gone is their revenue, gone are their margins, gone are their profits and ability to reinvest. So what do we do? Cocoa Farm is a simple, on-demand, web and mobile, easy-to-use business management system for the egg production farms. It helps them sell more at higher margins. How? The fresh egg is the expensive egg. So we produce forecasts for egg quantities that they can pre-sell at much higher margins. Those compensatory payments, gone. We do accurate matching between order volumes and available quantities with the existing orders fulfilled with priority. And also we ensure instant legislative compliance, since all the document red tape required to produce and sell food is ongoingly and automatically maintained into our integrated system. Now, meet Cocoa Farm. You don't understand anything because it's in Bulgarian. It is localized. In the same way, it can be translated into French, into German, Italian, and English, of course. In short, we take the future and business performance of the egg production farms to the next level. And it's affordable. We charge for annual subscription based on farm size from €300 to €1,000 for the larger farms. And they can take EU subsidies in order to buy our software. A win-win situation. It's logical to ask why hasn't an established software vendor, such as Microsoft, SAP, Oracle, already done that? I used to work for SAP, and I pitched the idea in front of one of our senior leaders, but he told me, Maggie, that should be done by a startup. And guess what? I quit, and here I am today with you. And also, I have a great team. I stole Christo, an architect with more than 8 years of experience in designing, implementing ERP systems. We got Bobby, a talented web developer. This guy here, Angel, he owns, together with his father, the biggest broiler farm in the Central and Eastern European region. Also, Peter is creating the biggest social network for farmers across the European Union. And we have the active support of the Bulgarian Poultry Association. Good. So, we start with the poultry sector. Firstly, egg production, then business management for the broiler farms. But we want to expand to other sectors of farming, sheep, pig, livestock. Ultimately, we want to be the farming software across the globe. And that's not only for the farmer's sake, but if you think of it, all of us, the hardworking, we will have and deserve to have a food of higher quality on our table. Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, have you thought about sort of customer onboarding, the subscription price you're charging, the market penetration, the sales cycle, to see what kind of a revenue business you'll be in, I don't know, say 3 years, 5 years?
Okay, so what's our go-to market, if we can name it in that way? So that's a business-to-business product. The standard consumer sales model does not work. So there's direct sales via the website and also partner companies across our target markets. We want to have partners because here in the enterprise world, the personal touch is important. How about the subscription fees? So the subscription fees, firstly, are annual. So farmer-owned charges for monthly subscription. That's a pain in the ass. You forget.
I mean, I don't want a competitive analysis, I think. I just, if you think about, 100K farms in Europe, even if you targeted 10% of them, or got to 10% of them, charging 300
that's
a year,
30 million euro per year.
That's going to take you a long time with customer onboarding. And have you thought about how many years that's going to take you? And that's 10% of the market.
Yeah, it's 10%, which is huge.
1% is probably manageable, and that's 3 million euros.
Yeah, I think it would take us for about 2 years because we cannot launch until we are not launched yet, because this should be working to a pretty sufficient level before you approach the farm. But I think we need 2 years to expand and to be present into other countries from the European region. And Farmer-Owned itself, it's a young company, but it has a revenue of 450,000 euro for 2013. And they are working with the livestock sector, which is really heavy. The farmers are poor, while the poultry farms have more disposable income. It's just a cleaner sector.
You have a model based on annual subscription, but what about your ability to monetize the datas? Because you will have with your solution a lot of datas. Do you think that it will be possible for you to monetize all the datas you have through your solution?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we have pre-sold to one of the customers, and we are working with other companies from Bulgaria, and in the very initial stage, I want them to be actively immersed, and this is like a go-to-market approach, like collaborate, get your requirements, and then sell it ultimately. And
I'm just wondering a little bit, just also on the scalability. So you started in Bulgaria. Across the EU, for example, is the market regulated? Are there conditions that you'd have to meet? I mean, is scaling going to be difficult based on kind of EU regulations?
Okay, so we are in the European Union, France, Bulgaria, Germany, so we all have to comply with the same legislative requirements to sell fresh food. So in that sense, one localization consists of translation and regulatory compliance. So the regulatory compliance is checked. It's the translation, and of course I assume, and there are some small differences, but overall the legislative framework is the same.
Okay. And just another question again on the scaling. Are you planning to do that on your own, or are you going to partner? And if you're going to partner, who would you partner with?
Yeah, we need partners across the other markets, and these are software companies that have, for example, established track record of partnering with other bigger vendors. And also, it's possible to partner with the producers of certain hardware equipment for farms. That's also a viable channel. Because they have some software, but they don't, they just produce the data, boom, 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 and they don't analyze. There's no business management logic behind.
Well, you certainly seem to know everything there is to know about this subject. I think I was just checking, and I think it was Robespierre just before the French Revolution said you can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs. And if I'd been a chicken in the front row tonight, I think I would have been weeping at the sight of that presentation, which is fantastic, by the way. But I'm assuming what you want to do here is firstly to crack the egg market first. Yes? You want to crack the eggs market first.
No.
And having cracked the egg market, shall I say that again? You want to like expand from the eggs to the rest of the farming industry.
No, I want to help them not crack their eggs as
True,
they do.
true, but you're starting with eggs,
Mhm.
and then you're expanding into what? Cows?
Into sheep.
Into sheep or
Yeah,
sheep? Okay.
pigs. Mhm.
Oh, okay. So, well, what? Just forget the rest of the farming industry. Just like crack the egg market. That's what I think you should do.
Thank you, Magdalena. We now welcome the third startup to pitch, and it's Cortex from Ireland. Welcome on stage, and good luck.
Thank you very much. Hi everybody, my name is Anya Behan and I'm very proud to be representing the Irish women in tech here today. So what I'm going to talk to you about is something that I'm very passionate about. I'm a neuroscientist by trade before I became an entrepreneur, and it's the work that I did over the last 10 years in that area that has led me to set up this startup. So moving swiftly on from that, what we are at Cortex is brain fitness made easy. What we want to do, and what I want to kind of talk and promote about here, is that there aren't reliable metrics and solutions out there that people are using nowadays. But with the advance of sensors and new technology, there's been a lot more that can be available to the commercial consumer from the medical stream that I've worked in. Okay, so my background is I spent 10 years working in the area of mood disorders, psychiatry, and attention deficits. 7% of children worldwide suffer from ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And what this means to the parent or to the carer is that they find it so difficult to stay focused on a task, be it tying their shoelaces, doing up their jacket. And there's no reliable solutions outside of pharmacological intervention to do this. A lot of you might be familiar, the common solution is Ritalin, but it's only the drugs that are working and that are being given now, and there's not freely available solutions to a mainstream consumer for drug-free solutions in this area. So what it's also costing to the US economy, it actually cost 100 billion. So this is huge economic problem, and it's a huge problem for me from a scientist perspective, because there's a lot of tricks and a lot of solutions in the medical stream that aren't being made available to the mainstream. So just to give you an example, you're probably very familiar, you see people wearing these hats. You might see them at scientific conferences, you might see them in an epilepsy center, but what this hat is, it's just reads brain electrical activity. Brain electrical activity is called brainwaves, and brainwaves can give you a readout in several different mental states, such as your attention or how relaxed you are. Now, there's another concept, without getting too technical about it, it's called neurofeedback. Simply put is, you can use brainwaves to retrain your brain, and this is a technique that's used to improve symptoms in kids with ADHD. So at Cortex, what we want to do is use brainwaves, sensors, and technology. And we're using these to generate fun and engaging games so that kids can use these games and use these sensors with games to become more calm and to become more relaxed and stay focused within using this game. What we use is if you just look at this picture here, we use a very simple brainwave sensing headset. And what we have is a simple plug-in API that we have in the back end of our game that allows the children to engage the game and use these brainwaves for giving them visual cues when they improve their focus. So what we carried out, we've only been set up for the last 9-10 months. So we're in very early stage because it's quite a disruptive market that we're going into. So we've been doing a lot of customer research, working with academic institutes to really kind of thresh out user concept models. This is new technology. Will people actually wear it? Who are the early adopters? So what we've done is I have carried out comprehensive surveys with over 200 carers, parents, resource teachers, healthcare psychologists, and medical professionals. And we have asked them to work with us and tell us, what would a child use? What's the most effective way of engaging with them? And the 2 points that I really want to hit home are the two here on the right. 95% of these carers said that gaming was actually an effective way to improve their behavior. So that's the impetus that made us go, how can we actually put this technology into games? And the other side was they had to be rubber stamped with a scientifically proved to improve behavior. People are sick of web-based training applications that are just paper-based, but they wanted the metrics behind it. So with that, we have created simple and engaging games that retrain the brain. So simply put, the child engages with the game will modify their behavior, and they're rewarded by visual cues within the game. So you're probably thinking, how does this work? So when a child is wearing a headset, you can get a readout from their brainwaves from the headset, and from this, it's wirelessly transmitted by Bluetooth in the game. And the back end of our game will allow the child to go. So the prime example here is we have a little levitating guru. So the more focused the child becomes, they levitate and they receive the lotus flower. There's different levels, there's different schemes, but it's just a very, very simple and effective way. And it's taking the science and putting it into a fun and engaging way, a fun and engaging game. So with this and a monitored and repeated behavior, we can actually build in physical cues within a game to improve child's means of relaxing and focus. So just a quick background. I just wanted to show this just to really kind of give kudos. We have a lot of women on our team, and I'm very delighted and proud to say that. And they come from financial, hardware experience, and both design and commercial experience as well. And as I said, my background is I'm a neuroscientist, so I've had 10 years working in this area, researching and publishing during my PhD in this area. And finally, what we're trying to do is penetrate this environment. It's a new and disruptive market space with several different competitors, both that range from brainwave sensing technology to both medical and mainstream brain training solutions. So we want to position ourselves as leaders in developing this in the commercial mainstream. So finally, I suppose what I just wanted to say was, I'm coming here to say we're in our early stage. We're working on several Horizon 2020 EU programs. We've just, we're in week 2 or 3 of our first accelerator program with Bank of Ireland back in Ireland, and we're working with very prestigious investors in STEM research, Bill Lau and Sean O'Sullivan, and we're quite excited about getting in front of, we talked to some investors in San Fran, and we're quite excited in threshing out a revenue model, testing the concept. We're working on a B2B model and B2C model, so we're quite interested in any feedback or anyone that's interested in this area, and any other questions, be quite happy to answer afterwards. And I have the headset here, so I'm quite happy to demo just how the game works if anybody's a little bit confused about it. Thank you for your time.
Okay, actually I tried the early emotive headset for gaming, and I also tried Neurosky. So how are you different from Neurosky? They have similar product, like where to improve concentration for kids with games. So how are you different from those companies? And because they have been in the game for years and years with researchers.
Okay, so Neurosky have been around, both of them have been around for about 5 to 7 years. We are both pursuing a software and hardware aspect of it. The hardware interface for Neurosky and there's no middleware available. It's not accurate and it's not efficient at the moment. And they're working with a lot of companies to try and improve this. A lot of the focus with Emotive and Neurosky is on developing specific headset, whereas Emotive are more geared, they're more affiliated with research-based companies. What we want to do is create interfaces that can be used in the home mobile solutions that can be used in the home. And we are partnering with Neurosky in our early days. So we have carried out some of the, like I said, we've carried out some research, and some of the early research is that to actually build neurofeedback, none of these are creating the games themselves. They work with developers on it, but we want games that can do in the home what's being done in a neurofeedback clinic. And it's creating the characters. We've worked with the people, I suppose the users that we've worked with are our end users, the parents, and the parents will do the buying, but the kids will actually use it. And we're creating, the game is very specific. There's engaging characters. We're developing characters and animations specifically around this, and the API behind it has to stand the test of the science. So we've done a lot of work actually with Enterprise Ireland. You can get innovation vouchers back in Ireland to test a concept, and we've worked with them to say that the Neurosky can actually do what you saw the caps there doing, and we're basically, I suppose, rubber stamping it until we actually pursue where we're going with our hardware as well, because we have developed some of our own hardware 3D prints, where we're going to go with those. What we're doing is, before we do that, we need to get the adequate investment, because the hardware is a longer road to go down.
So, and your headset is a prototype, or is it in development, or it's
in the process. Product? We have it at the 3D print stage at the moment, so it's in the process. We're kind of keeping it all on the QT.
This was my first question about, do you have currently an operational solution, or is it a prototype?
So with the software that we have, the software is all our own, but obviously you can't have the software working unless you have a sensor that's sitting on the head for it. So we're validating the software that's currently out there, because there's no papers published at the moment saying that a commercial headset can be used for a clinical application in the home. So our whole drive is create something that is scientifically reliable, that a parent or a child can use. And unfortunately, you can't use the emotive in the home, because kids don't want to put 6 or 7, well, parents don't want to put 6 or 7 different electrodes on a child's head, then apply a solution. It needs to be a dry solution that can be used for it. So there are headsets been made in the space, but again, not so ergonomic on children. So we have coupled with a few Irish events as well, Mathletes, Coder Dojo. We're getting them to test the games, see do they like them, see will they wear the headset. These things aren't there, so with our prototype, we're checking ergonomics, scientific accuracy. There's several different things that we're developing in tandem.
Okay. And in terms of model, you are much more on a B2B model?
So to prove traction, good question. To prove traction, what we're doing at the moment is we're selling the games. We're showing that people have an interest in it, so it's B2C. But we're also talking to a lot of big companies. They're quite interested. They're quite interested in not only the neurofeedback, but how they would use our API for potential verticals like neuromarketing. And I've talked to the likes of Health Excel and that about how they'd use this for data analytics, data collection of remote monitoring solutions.
Yes, but for a B2C model, as a consumer, how many money I have to put on the table to have your solution?
For our product, you'd be paying between 150 and 200 euro for a headset bundled with a suite of games. And in fairness, there's headsets out there, and depending on the quality of the headset, different headsets offer different things. So depending on the headset, people are paying, and I think it's proved that it's a very patent-rich area, and a very area that people are willing to part money with the likes of Interaxon as well, another Canadian and Californian company that are working on developing headsets in this area.
Can we just fast forward to the moment when you have your hardware and your software and everything is set up? What is your distribution model? How are you going to take it and grow the market?
We are actually testing that out at the moment. So we have several options about how we're going to go and how we're going to distribute. Because we are in an early stage, the game is pretty straightforward, because what we're doing, our drive is to develop games that are portable. So we're going down the mobile app development route to begin with, and we can check in another year's time, then we're going to check different areas of it. But regarding actually distributing, we want to bundle it. We want to bundle the whole thing, so you could have your headset, you could have your suite of games. We're setting up a Kickstarter campaign at the moment. If we really want to go down the route with the hardware and the distribution model, the way we have it, we have talked to a few different companies about how they've done it, and it's work in progress. We're testing 2 models at the moment, so this is, I suppose, one of the things being early stage. I'll be very honest about it.
Just a quick point. I think you've got a great pitch. You've got your communication is 100% there. It's fantastic. A bit of feedback. Your answers to the judges' questions are way too long. That's because you're enthusiastic. That's okay. I'm not going to break you up for that. That's cool. So let's do some quick fire rounds. Right. Are you a hardware company or a software company? Yes or no?
Both.
Or what?
We're both.
Both. That makes
do one
things.
without the other.
Doesn't that make things hard? Aren't you making things harder for yourself?
Yes.
Good. Can you shrink this headset down, which you have a 3D printed model for? Can you shrink it into a device that, say, I could wear on my wrist and then plug into the back of an iPad?
Has to be on your brain.
Has to be on the head. How many sensors can you shrink it down to? Can it be less than 7?
Yeah, we have it shrunk down to 4.
Down to 4. Can you put it into a cowboy hat?
Yes.
Good. Can you put it into a helmet, like for war? Right. Could you put it into a fairy princess hat?
All of the above.
Yes. Can you put it into a helmet? Yeah. How long does it take for a child to play the game until there's a measurable impact? Sorry, dressman.
While every child changes, I'm not giving you a politician's answer. 5
Short answer.
minutes to 30 minutes.
5 minutes to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, I think you might be onto an absolute fucking big business here, because most games companies, most games startups are one-hit wonders. Candy Crush Saga, boom, bored of it. Rovio, Angry Birds, boom, now bored of it. Now they've got to come up with more and more hits. Now, if you ended up with coming up with an idea which is a medical game, then that creates an enormous defensibility in your marketplace.
Who says we haven't?
Well, there you go. This is the tantalizing prospect. But I'm wondering, I'm just thinking if you can somehow swing this down into much more of a minimum viable product that literally hits in the back of an iPad or something. And the other question is to me, okay, quick answer is, can you develop a game without hardware, which a kid with ADHD could play and get some value out of without hardware, just the software only, just the game?
No, not what I want in it.
You have to have the sensor.
No, to do neurofeedback, you have to have a sensor.
Right. Can you develop a game that addresses this without the sensor?
There are games, well, Lumosity. There's not much out there for kids with ADHD.
So one outfit has.
You can do web-based training applications. There's no metrics with them.
There's no app. You might, come on, there's no app. You've got to do the app.
Well, no, there's apps. What I'm saying is there's apps, and it is for different genres. So Lumosity do ones, but not ones that use sensors. My drive is I want the sensor because I want the metrics.
Okay, I can't wean you off the addiction to sensors. It's clear you've got and that's a good answer. Good. I like it when entrepreneurs fight their corner. So well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was Cortex from Ireland. We welcome now Fojo.me from Croatia. Welcome.
Okay, my name is Vanda. I'm a CEO and founder of the Fojo company. And first, I just want to apologize for any possible language funky business, because I'm not a native speaker and not very good in English. I will try to tell you something about how I turned up my dream into the business. Fojo is a company which is devoted to creative photography and preserving traditional techniques which are now, let's say, out of date and out of use. The thing that you see here is Infoger, our first product that is already on the market, which is basically a darkroom for smartphones and allows you to print real silver bromide photos that last for 120 years directly from the screen of your smartphone. Well, the problem that we are solving, that the traditional darkrooms are too expensive, too big, and too messy to handle. Well, I don't know if any of you have ever been into the darkroom and seen the magic of peering the photo, but we are trying to make a solution and find it. Using the Infoger is a very, very, very simple way to do. There is an app that is very easy to handle. You expose the photo paper with a negative, and then a quick chemical bath, and you're done. And around 6 minutes, you have a real traditional photo that your children will be very appreciate that you saved for them, because that's the best way to save the photograph. Also, there is a Fojo app, which was already featured in the What's Hot app store, which they manually put in. And it's free, and it's very important sales driver for the Infoger, because for every 100 download, we already have one pre-order. And also it was already featured in the Mashable, Gizmodo, Petapixel, and I believe TechCrunch also. The competition that we have on the market right now, that grandpa owes Durst, that it's really, really big, really huge, and it's expensive, and it works only with a film. So you have to be a kind of expert to develop your own photo. Also, there is an Impossible Instant Lab, which works on the Polaroid technique, which it's not quite lasting. It works on only iPhone, and we have a spy information that they sell at 10,000 units per month. The basic line is that I said that I turned my passion into the business. It's that darkroom really makes people happy, because you can touch it, you can feel it, you can smell it. We were now at the Photokina fair. We had people that came just to smell the technique and see. And also, this is Mr. Peter Limberg, which visited us in Zagreb, and he's very happy with our invention. Our business model is already basically set up. We are outsourcing companies, designer companies, and injection molding. Also, we have logistic partners in Ilford and Sussex Logistics, and the distribution is already made by Ilford. We need first call, and now after the Photokina, the whole world is already conquered. What we achieved so far is the Infoger, the device, which is now in the production stage. Our Fojo app, that is now in the beta stage, but users are very, very satisfied with it. And also the distribution, as I said, is already set up. Something about our timeline. As you can see, we are now starting sales at the beginning of the 2015, and getting on other things to do. This is the team, except from me. I am the only woman and also the boss. Those are my guys. Well, so Ilya, Ivan, Marko, two of Marko, and Mr. Florian Caps, who is a figure in photographic world. He already reinvented the Polaroid, and now has joined us and working with us. Marko makes sure that all finances work. The other Marko makes sure that our product works, and that's basically, I think, it. This is our current product range. The complete darkroom with a paper made by Ilford, the free Fojo app, and upcoming new stuff. And this is it.
Sorry, I kind of didn't understand. So who is this a problem for? First question. And second question, therefore, how big is the market? Because I must admit, I really never want to be in a dark room or closed room. No, and I just think
that's why you probably don't want to be in a dark room.
No, that's what I mean. So my second question being, the 50 people I know don't need a dark room either, so I'm kind of wondering who the target market is and how big it is.
Okay, we are not solving any problems, as you can see, because we don't have competition that's directly. We are trying to make a demand and set up some new trends, and every man that ever went to the darkroom and saw the photo appearing in front of him said, wow, that's great. So we are not setting up the solution. We are trying to set up a demand. We are trying to show people that that's fun, that's romantic, make them for a hobby.
I have a question. So I've been in a dark room because I have an art college degree. So how is the quality compared to a real
darkroom? Is it the same? Because I don't know. I cannot see this being a very
No,
the
no.
result being.
It's a big difference because you can use a smartphone or film, so the old darkroom cannot use smartphone. Also, the old darkrooms are very heavy, very hard. You had to have a special room in your apartment or house just to set it up. This you can go onto the, I don't know, anywhere in the nature, put a blanket over your head, and in 60 minutes you can develop a real photo.
Okay, and the result on the paper is really very high quality.
Yes, there's no better quality than that. You cannot even compare it to the printers. The shades, the colors, the quality. Well, if you want to put the real developed photo in the, on the wall, you will never put the printed photo on the wall because it will blend and it won't be so nice.
And same thing, I think the total available market might be a niche because I'm not seeing a lot of people doing this.
Yes, this is a niche market, but if you ask me, as I already said, every people that came into the darkroom and saw that, they were thrilled. So it has room for expansion.
Do you have a forecast of the number of devices that you can sell maybe in a year, for example, next year?
So we already sold 400 pieces and already have our quarter just by free distributors, we already have covered our year's plan. So basically that's it. And those are, I'm talking about distributing for USA and UK, which was before the last week. And last week we were to Photokina Fair, and there we have set up distribution for the whole world. Europe, China, South America, and that's it. So basically we have in 1 week tripled or maybe 5 times more have orders from distributors than we had 2 weeks ago when we only have a distribution set up for America and UK, as I already said.
Have you heard of a photo app called Lenka?
No, what is this?
This is an app done by one of the world's best photographers called Kevin Bosch, and it's the perfect black and white photo app. It's really, really good app.
It's probably then
this feels like something that you could. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is, it feels like something you could hook into many existing apps. Like you could deal with Instagram or the Lenka app or many of the other big apps out there and partner with them to get distribution for your hardware device. Because I think right at this point in time, trying to do another photo app is quite hard. Maybe there's more opportunity for you to partner with existing startups and existing big, big apps, photo apps with big distribution already.
Yes, I understand that, but we wanted to do our own app because when we discovered when prototype worked at home, we wanted to make it educational tool, not just for fun. So we wanted to create our own network that will people.
So does it it feels like maybe it should be marketed more like the children's market then, no?
No, but I don't think that it's only a children's market. A lot of people, when you look at the sales of the Impossible Instant Lab, they are huge, and so it's not comparable to us because it's not long-lasting. That's the photo that lasts for 1 year, and our photo lasts for 120 years. Impossible Lab works only with iPhone. We work with all smartphone.
Have you done something like a Kickstarter campaign? Or
yeah, we already did in Indiegogo campaign. Yeah.
How did you get on?
Great. Well, we had 400 pieces sold.
Yeah, but I mean, how much did you raise?
We raised around $40,000.
Right. Okay. Cool. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. The last startup to pitch is French. It is called Gemio. We welcome Pauline on stage before the jury will deliberate after all. Thank you. Welcome, Pauline, from Gemio.
Thank you very much. So Gemio is the company I founded. My name is Pauline Legnaud, and I am French. Go France. It's easy. Here it's easy in this crowd. And so Gemio, as you can see on this picture, is a jewelry company. So the first question I have to ask you is, what the hell is a jewelry company doing in a tech conference? Well, I'm going to tell you, there's two little secrets that I'm going to talk to you about a little bit later on that explain this and why I'm here today. First of all, I would like to start with a story that is the story of how Gemio began, and which is a very easy story because it's the story of a guy and a girl, me and my now husband, Sharif, who's on this beautiful picture. Anyway, I love to talk about myself, as Roxanne knows, because she invited me already at a conference to do so, but the story of Gemio is that Sharif proposed to me 3 years ago in 2011, and like a lot of couples, we went to see, jewelry shops. We didn't know anything about jewelry. We thought it would be a great moment, like a moment where we could share together some emotions, see beautiful jewelry, have fun, learn a lot, and actually, the truth was, it was the total opposite. It was awful. The service was honestly catastrophic. There was no choice. The prices were horribly expensive. I mean, my boyfriend was terrified at the idea of buying a jewelry piece for me. And so anyway, we saw that there was probably an opportunity in the jewelry market because the jewelry market is a market that has been existing for thousands of years. But the truth is, it has not been changed in a very, very long time. So I started thinking, asking around me and saying, okay, what do people do usually? How does it go? Is it easy for other people? Well, the answer is no. We did some surveys, and 90% of the French population believes that buying a piece of jewelry is like a drag. So I started studying a little bit the market, and I realized I found a few stunning numbers. First of all, I mean, it's a little quiz here. It's easy, 25 billion. What is this? No, this is the jewelry market in the EU. What does this mean? This means that this market is absolutely huge. It's a big, fat market that has not been disrupted in thousands of years. Secondly is three times to 9 times. That's easier, that's the margin. Basically, when you pay a piece of jewelry and a high-end jewelry, you pay it 9 times too much. 9 times the price it actually costs to be manufactured. So this is huge. So the good news for us when I started studying was that basically I found there's a huge market, there's huge margins. Is there something to do in this market? Secondly, I found a very interesting figure, which is 646. 646 is actually the number of days it takes to sell a piece of jewelry, the turnover of a piece of jewelry. It's huge. That means that a jeweler in France, for instance, takes more than 2 years to actually be able to sell a product. There's very, very few people actually buying jewelry. It's just that the value is very high. So it's very difficult to get rid of the inventory. So there's actually a word that I started to understand to being the most important word in the business model of jewelry, which is the word inventory. You have to understand that buying jewelry and selling jewelry is only about inventory. Because when you have 2 years to get rid of what you actually have in your inventory, it is very, very costly. So what we tried to do is to get rid of this inventory, and that is how the technology comes in. Basically, we thought that there's a magnificent invention called 3D and 3D printing, and that might help us to try to get rid of this inventory. And that's exactly what we're doing with Gemio. So the pictures that you've seen in this presentation and the pictures that you see here are only 3D renderings. What we do is we sell jewelry, but actually we sell images of jewelry. So we don't have any cost for the inventory. You can see here the 3D version of the rendering that you see here. What we also do is that we use 3D printing to actually manufacture the jewelry. So what we do is that we sell on our website our own jewelry that we create ourselves, and we manufacture it in 2 weeks, which is very, very quick, thanks to 3D printing. So business-wise, of course, I've been talking about it a lot, but this means that we have very, very low costs, thus very low prices for the clients, although the quality is very high-end because we manufacture it only in France in places that work for the Place Vendôme. And the second thing, which is usually very important for investors, is that of course we have a negative net working capital. What happens is that when you go on our website, you like a piece of jewelry, you buy it, you pay us, then we manufacture, and then 30 days later we actually pay the people that craft it for us. So we have a very negative net working capital, which is of course something that is very helpful. How did we seize this business and this opportunity? Well, by creating a brand that is the first only internet brand and also the only jewelry brand on the internet today. So this is our website. It's been on service for now 2 years. And Gemio has existed for 3 years. And this website and this brand is built on 4 pillars. First pillar is the customer service. As I told you earlier on, when I went to try to buy my wedding ring with my boyfriend, the customer service was absolutely despicable. It was horrifying, the people were super intimidating, it was not nice, and also the price is very heavy. So what we try to do with Gemio is really to educate people, help them have a happy joaillerie. We're trying to help people understand this market and really be happy while buying something. The second element is customization. This is very important for us. Basically on the website, all of our jewelry are customizable with 15 stones and 6 pieces of metal. So for instance, this is sapphire and white gold, but you can have it in emerald, you can have it in diamond, anything. What does this mean? It means that anyone can have his own unique piece of jewelry, and this is possible thanks to 3D printing, but also it means that you can have the price that you want, because of course diamond costs more than sapphire or costs more than tourmaline, for instance. So it really helps you to have your own budget. Third point is the beautiful imagery. 4th point is the great prices. Just to tell you a little bit more about the company, so Gemio has been here for 3 years. The proposal was in June 2011. Basically, we rose 4 million in 2 years from a business angel and also a venture capital fund called Alven Capital. That was last year. We've had 1 million in sales in our first commercial year, and we're aiming at 3 million this year. So the assumption is that the market is there and is willing to buy jewelry on the internet if it's customizable at a great price and with a great experience. I'm going to end just with a very short thing, but I wanted to tell you about it. It's about our ambition. We're selling jewelry, but the truth is our ambition is not only about selling, great jewelry to people with a great customer service. What we really want to do here is to create a new kind of luxury, because we believe that modern societies don't recognize themselves in the luxury that is here today. It's too bling bling, it's not what people want to. They feel it's for Asia, for instance. So we believe a new generation of customers are waiting for a new kind of luxury, and that we are there to help them have it, all the more so in the jewelry business. We believe that the jewelry business is the best place to start this revolution, and the good part is it's a huge market and with huge growth.
So it sounds a bit like Breaking Bad for jewelry. I've decided to come up with my own 3D printed jewelry. Can you do meth as well? It'd be fantastic. There's a company in there called René Sim. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is it a little bit like this?
It's a little bit like this.
How are you different to them?
Well, René Sim is very small. I don't know how much they weigh, but they probably...
They might disagree with you on that.
I mean, I know they've been funded by Condé Nast, but I hear it's very small anyway. It's basically a little bit the same model. I know they use 3D printing too. What we're trying to do is to build a brand, which is not the case of René Sim. René Sim is really just a distributor on the internet using 3D printing, but they're not trying to build a brand. We're really focusing a lot on our brand strategy, so through PR, for instance, through branding, in magazines, for instance. This is why also we needed so much funding, because we don't have a lot of costs in manufacturing, for instance, and in the inventory, but we believe we're going to have a lot of costs in marketing.
So you're going to spend the money on marketing. But the investors typically hate companies that spend all the money on marketing.
Sorry?
That investors don't really like startups to spend
lots
lots
of
of money on
marketing. Well, we rose for 1
marketing.
million, so I guess they did like it. But what I can tell you is that companies, for instance, like Cartier or like Tiffany's, spend a lot on marketing, but their margins, or their net margins, are so high that in fact, I mean, they're very, very profitable. And the idea is that we're going to spend a lot on marketing, less than Cartier, but we're going to have even higher net margins because we don't have their costs.
So the branding is key to you.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Just in terms of the branding, then what tier market are you going after? I mean, are you going to
High end. It's high end. It's high end European or Occidental countries. People that don't recognize themselves in the luxury market today because they believe it's too intimidating. It's very bling bling. It's aimed at Asian people. I mean, Asian. Of course, it's a stereotype, but I mean, it's too expensive for them, and they really want to have a more truthful, sincere experience in buying something that is, I mean, something very emotional when you buy a piece of jewelry. So our price range today goes from 100 euros for the very little pieces of jewelry to 10,000 euros, and the mid-range price is around 1,000, from 1,000 to 3,000 euros. So it's high-end jewelry.
Okay. So today you're based in France, and what's your expansion plan to come out of France?
So today we're in France, and we're also, of course, in Belgium and Switzerland, which are small markets. The next step is UK. So I was very happy to hear Joanna's presentation earlier on. And we're going to the UK in March 2015.
I don't know this market, but I have a question about what are the key motivation for someone who want to buy some product.
The key, sorry, I didn't understand.
The key motivations.
To want to buy a product, you mean our products or jewelry in general?
Jewelry.
Jewelry in general.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. There's a brand. Okay. It's worth a lot. I mean, it's a good price quality. Those are usually the things that make people buy jewelry. And there's many occasions because people always think about.
People really have an issue around the price.
They don't understand the price. That's why there's so high margins today. But they do understand when they see the same piece of jewelry manufactured at Cartier, which is a very plain wedding band, and they see it in another place 3 times less expensive. They do understand that there might be a problem at Cartier.
For example, if I'm Cartier, I could operate a similar platform.
It's honestly, it's made in the same places. It's the same gold, so it's exactly the same thing, and it's going to be 2 to 3 times cheaper.
Thank you. Well, the pitches are higher, the level is high this year, no? Isn't it? The level of pitches is quite high. So now this is the time for the jury to deliberate, so...
I just want to say, all of those pitches were fucking awesome. My God.
With an egg on the floor.
With an egg on the floor. I was really hoping that someone would throw down diamonds.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting. But really, those were really good pitches. Oh my God, we have to drag you off the stage. You so know your companies. It's really good. But the other things, the guys really need to step up now. I had to see so many shit pitches from guys. Good grief, this is a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. So you please go to the deliberation, you jury, and well done and good luck for making a decision, the best one. And just during the deliberation, we have a little surprise in a video. We have the real chance to have Nili Kroes that has a message for us.
Like any good pitch, I'm going to keep this short. We need more women working as tech entrepreneurs. Why? 2 reasons. First, because women deserve it. Women who work in this field find it exciting, find it fun and rewarding. And I'm not just talking about the higher salaries. And second, because Europe needs jobs. And new jobs come mainly from newer, smaller businesses. We need that sector to be as successful as possible. If we are missing women, we are missing out. We need more of them, and we need their businesses as productive and performing as possible. In fact, more women in digital jobs would mean a boost of 9 billion euros per year. That's something our economy could really do with. Yet in Europe, fewer than 1 in 5 ICT entrepreneurs are women. And why is that? Sometimes they find it harder to get finance, networks, or management experience, and sometimes it's about recognition and role models. I know it's not easy making it in a world that seems dominated by men, but in fact, there are many inspirational women out there, from the world's first programmer, Ada Lovelace, to entrepreneurs like Marta-Lane Fox, to many of my own young advisors. It's time to give them more profile and exposure. It's time to celebrate and share those stories. And sometimes it's that women are turned off tech early on and they don't get the right skills. In fact, digital skills are like the new literacy, like knowing how to code, valuable in almost every walk of life. There are already many initiatives out there to spread that new lifestyle skill, like Coder Dojo, Rails Girls, and Europe Code Week from the 11th to the 17th of October this year will feature many fun and engaging initiatives. Hundreds of events across Europe, and I sincerely hope to see many events focused on women in particular. So whether you want to learn, teach, or share with others, find out what's on near you at codeweek.eu. Best of luck with your pitches and keep up the good work.
Just wanted to make sure that you all knew who Neely Kroes was. She's kind of a big deal. And if we can tweet bomb her as well, that would be awesome. If you guys liked what she said, it's really amazing for us to have people like that take the time to recognize our initiatives. And she knows her stuff. She knew Rails Girls, she knew Coder Dojo, she talked about Martha-Lane Fox. I think she's awesome. So if you guys will tweet her as well, that would be terrific. Thank you. And now I think the last video that we have for you was, I was super, super honored that she did this. This is somebody who's an inspiration to a lot of people in this room. We had a chance to meet her, so she's going to take it away.
Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be with all of you today, at least virtually, for the 4th edition of the Lady Pitch Night. Thank you to Girls in Tech for the amazing work you do to foster female entrepreneurship in France and around the world. Thank you to your founder, Adriana Caswan, to Joanna Shields, to Nellie Kroes, and to Minister Lemaire for your involvement in this project, and to all of the partners who are there supporting it tonight. Congratulations to all of the 178 contenders from 22 countries across Europe. I'm impressed by the quality of the competition and grateful to all of you for representing women and entrepreneurship so well in Europe. And good luck to the finalists: Coco Farm from Bulgaria, Cortec from Ireland, Jamio from France, Foyo from Croatia, and Easy Size from Denmark. I wish each and every one of you the best of luck in this final round of the competition. This event brings together two things I'm really passionate about: women and entrepreneurship. I wrote Lean In and founded leanin.org because I believe that the world will be a better place when half our countries and half our companies are run by women. And the women you're celebrating tonight are helping us get closer to that goal. They're also helping build the economy, since entrepreneurship is the best driver of economic growth in France and everywhere around the world. For example, a recent study shows that French digital startups have a job growth rate of more than 20% year over year. We need more entrepreneurs, and I believe we need more women entrepreneurs to continue this kind of growth. Having organizations like Girls in Tech and role models like today's finalists help us get closer to a stronger economy and a more equal and just world, a world in which more young girls grow up believing that they too can turn their ideas into prosperous companies and create a world in which they will be celebrated for doing so. Congratulations. My very best wishes for the success of all of your new adventures.
That's awesome. I love that she knows now all of your startups. That just made me so happy. So yes, so I want to just say thank you also to Cheryl, who took time out of her very busy schedule. If you guys want to tweet bomb her as well, we have, obviously Cheryl Sandberg is her name on Twitter. So while we are waiting for the judges to make their final decisions, I actually wanted to let you know that we have decided to make the DLD tickets public vote. So actually the tickets for DLD will go to the startup that you guys pick. You guys can cast your votes just by tweeting the name of the startup and the hashtag LPN14. So go ahead and start doing that. We are going to count those votes in 5 minutes. Now I would like to go over a very special offer that we have for you guys tonight. So as I mentioned, LeWeb has been a huge, huge, huge partner for us this year. Not only offering all the finalists tickets to their event, all the finalists chances to pitch on the startup stage. The winner also gets demo space and becomes a semifinalist. Now LeWeb actually loves you guys in the room as well. You guys can all get 300 euros off of the LeWeb price. Does anybody know how much the tickets cost? That is super generous. So you guys should go ahead and take advantage of that offer. It's on the website, leweb.co. You can use the same LPN14, that's our hashtag, to get a discount of 300 euros off, whether you want to go as an individual or a startup or whatever. Also, LeWeb is hosting a super startup event next Friday, so October 3rd at 6 p.m. in Paris. As you guys may know, they're doing kind of like a startup roadshow in a bunch of different cities, and next week we'll be kicking off in Paris, so that is huge. I'm also super honored. Where's the LeWeb team? I see Anna. You guys just raise your hands. You're awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you on behalf of all of our startups as well. I didn't mention, but they're also offering that same generous offer to every single startup, all 178 female-founded startups that applied. That's just incredible. And I'm super honored to also say that I'm going to be a curator. So I'm apparently the first female curator for the conference this year, so that's also huge. Thank you. Okay. Obviously, I love LeWeb. I love all of our other partners just as much. I would like to hear a huge round of applause for Orange one more time. I want to say that Orange, like, we would never have even dreamt of doing this if Pascal hadn't been like, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, we should totally do it. So thank you, Pascal. He's outside casting his vote. As I mentioned, in addition to LeWeb, we have Dublin Web Summit, huge, huge conference. The Europas, you guys probably know them. They're the huge awards for European startups. We have TechCrunch Disrupt. Hopefully you guys know that event, kicking off in London at the end of October. And then we have a whole bunch of other partners, including DLD, who is offering the public vote award tonight. So you guys should keep tweeting whatever startups you guys like. So I have to also just say this event was a huge, 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 huge team effort. Where is Adriana? Thank you so much. Can I get a massive round of applause for Adriana? So Adriana, obviously, this event would have never been possible without her. Girls in Tech would have never been possible without her. So thank you so, so much for making it happen. I also want to say that our Girls in Tech Paris team, it started with me and Munya, and it grew to be 15 people, including 2 guys, which is super. I mean, we're not here to just say, yeah, women are awesome. We're here to say we're all equal. So I think it's terrific that there are guys that want to get involved in that too. Can I have the whole Girls in Tech Paris team stand up? Or just come up here. Awesome. This was the first time that I actually really felt the team just like really came together. You guys are an awesome team. I know we're four co-directors, but we should actually just all be directors. So thank you so much. We please give it up for the Paris team. Stay there. Don't move. Nobody go away. We have more chapters in Europe that actually made tonight happen. So you guys, I don't know who here reads Turkish or Bulgarian or whatever other languages we had articles in. We had Luxembourg, if you ladies will come up. The girls from Girls in Tech Luxembourg participated massively. We have Netherlands in the room. Thank you. I think Romania, UK, and Italy are the missing in action chapters tonight, but they also definitely participated. So huge round of applause, all of Girls in Tech. I know you guys are getting tired of clapping, so I'll keep it short now. And we're going to be launching in Marseille, so Paris is going French. So Marseille, we have our Marseille lead in the back of the room.
So I just go into the announcement?
Yeah. So what was the decision? It was hard. It was it was fight and
we did.
Yes.
We did. Do you see?
With Mike?
Do you see
With
Mike?
X?
He's bruised up. Are you bleeding? Yeah. It was a tough decision. A lot of great presentations, but without further ado, because I know there's lovely food waiting upstairs for all of us. So we chose Easy Size as the winner.
Yeah, great.
Sort of. Okay, stop. I think it always helps to know why for all the women who will be pitching, in the future. Your presentation, Mike was the first to comment. It was absolutely clear. It was within the time frame you were given. It was, it was spot on. Your answers were clear. They were again short, but had a lot of content to them. Answered very well, and you led with your traction, which I hope it's real and the far-fetched sort of, all of that, because we're hoping that all the access you're going to get to all the different platforms will kind of, let that shine through and hopefully bring a lot more customers. So I think for all of that, that's why we chose you and your company. And then very kind of, strong second vote was for Cortex. Really impressed by what you're building. And I think the feedback was, I think in 3 to 6 months, I think once you've chosen a path more, I think this again platform could be phenomenal for you to put you on, a few more stages. So I think the push from all the judges was really pick somewhere to be and pick your one thing. I think if you have a business that's doing too many things, B2B, B2C, hardware, software, apps. I mean, you had every sort of everything in there. So, pick some direction, and then in 3 to 6 months, it's pretty amazing what you're building. So hopefully we'll see you on stage again. So, and
the winner?
Yeah, thanks a lot. And I really want to thank you guys for all the feedback on all the questions. And thanks a lot for you girls to organizing it. And I was really proud to pitch here, and all the startups here. That's just amazing. I feel so inspired now.
Can I tell you just how old are you?
I'm 24.
24, okay.
I'm actually turning 25 in 2 days.
Right. So, great. Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the jury. Munyat, you want to say the...
We also asked the public to vote for his favorite startups. So we have also 2 other winners because they were ex aequo. From the jury, they will have tickets for the DLD conference. And the 2 other winners from the jury is Cortex. So that's cool. And Gemio. So please, ladies. Congrats.
Thank you. Maybe. Well, all I'm going to say is hopefully I'll be back here in 3 or 6 months, and I will be discussing what my revenue model is and where our business is and where we're going to distribute. But I would like to take this opportunity just to say, do follow me on Twitter, and we are going to be launching games. Plug. But do follow me on Twitter because I'm really passionate about this. I do blogs about it. If it's an area that you're interested in, I'm really passionate about taking the science and actually simplifying it so that people can use really important scientific tools and making them available to the mainstream. So I'm all about that. Thank you very much.
I'm going to speak shortly. Thank you so much, Girls in Tech, for having me, and thank you for the public. Of course, I have no credit because there's 98% of you who are French, so I guess you voted for me for that. But thank you anyway. I'm very happy, and I'll be delighted to go to DLD. And so for Christmas, of course, think jewelry, think Gemio.
Okay. Thank you so much. Roxanne, do you want to end? Come on, all the team of Girls in Tech on stage for some pics maybe. Yes, congrats.
And I also would love to give a huge round of applause to Marion, who did an amazing job moderating. Can I hear it from you guys? Thank you. Now there is definitely food and drink for all of you in the back. So go and help yourselves. Have a good time. If I can have all Girls in Tech and all finalists on stage, partners as well, if you would like a photo op. California.